they can't all be winners. So this one is when the henchman is more popular than the villain, and it shows. Richard Kiel is famous. Kiel is famous for his appearance in Happy Gilmore, and of course playing Jaws in this particular one, the spy who loved me. So there's this, yet again, another organization that's going to be able to get heat seekers and a whole bunch of submarines. And British, Russian, and American submarines are in danger. Who could possibly have this technology? Atlanteans, or at least someone hoping to make Atlantis return from its hubris way back in the day. And it's up to James Bond and an agent known as Triple X. These sexual innuendos are always fantastic. I cannot deny that. But this one it sounds intriguing. We actually have a competent Bond woman who's an agent who has some gravitas because her lover was pretty much billed by Bond during a chase sequence. But this movie's boring. It is. At 2 hours and 5 minutes, it's just alright. This one it's trying to get a peaceful resolution going on with the KGB in Britain and America and everything else, but it actually went into far back with Atlantis always being the most very popular, I don't want to say device, but trope used in many other pieces of media, and this one just didn't do it for me. I'm actually yawning every time that I hit the pause button because it's just, despite a promising start of having a pretty cool ski sequence of going down and actually taking down people, and it not being so massive like it was in the other one. This one's more, I would say, set in place of like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes, and eventually it culminates with a UK parachute deploying, which is really cool. But then comes nearly an absolute hour boredom. I mean, it's like, yes, there are some beautiful sets. I cannot deny that. And I think the sets here are what really saved the movie from just becoming a total dud. Easily alone when they're in Egypt. Just the pyramids are so phenomenal and fantastic to look at. It's like they were recreated well, especially when they go in. And I don't know, it's just the Cairo sets look so beautiful. I'm just like, this is so amazing to look at. But then after that, we get a team up. I'm like, okay, the team up. What's going on here? It's like, all right, yeah. And then it's just small adventures with these two people going to check out the giant ship. And Stormbender, whatever his name is, the main villain, gives some interesting dialogue about the ship, saying that he's recluse. I'm like, okay, yeah, I've heard this so many other times. It's just boring. It just doesn't add anything. And he's just there mainly just to try, because he's got like webbed hands or whatever, or like a descendant from Atlantis. I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. I'm sorry, but it's just when they're it's just when they're being together and supposedly falling in love. It's just, I can kind of believe the chemistry, I guess, but it just doesn't work out. I'm sorry. I was just bored. It's like I look at 30 minutes and I'm like, okay, can we get some talk about like maybe some of the what's the ideology or ethos of the different spy organizations, at least that get a little bit more in depth, I guess. But instead we just hear the same old stuff of the about the Stormbend guy saying, like, he's tired of always humanity being the superior race and stuff like that, and he wants to really change that, and he's going to use nuclear warheads to get his way. So boring. I'm sorry. It just didn't do anything for me. It was just a lot of talk and tedium and not any action until when I'm looking at it. And when I looked at it, and it's 85 minutes, and I'm like, okay, so the submarine is finally getting absorbed by the captain's submarine, and no, it just didn't work. Bond and his crew pretty much just make the explosions happen. They make there's a lot of explosions, a lot of firearms and stuff like that, and I kind of nodded off once or twice. I don't know. Most of this just didn't work for me. But at the same time, I will say it was nice to see the gadgets return. It was nice to see this new car here. Nice car up here is also known as a wet willy when it can transform from being on the from going under being a submersible and then appearing on land. That was really cool. I like that. I also like some of the comedic parts, like when everyone's kind of on the ship, when everyone's on the beach just looking at it, just like, what the heck is that? That was unintentionally probably one of the funnier things. And of course, Jaws. You freaking love him. Yeah, I really, really love Jaws, because even though he can't speak, is able to display more comedic moments and be an actual presence and a threat. This was freaking fantastic. I liked him. I especially liked him in the beginning on the train when there was a melee ensuing between Triple X and 007. He's an actual dang physical threat that I wanted to see more. It's like, yeah, we get a good amount of stuff with him. And then there's the instance where he's biting, what was that, like the 2-inch cable or something like that. That is definitely a famous scene. And what's that other one? I know, it's like in the ending with the giant shark tank. So good to look at. I'm just like, yes. And of course, the funniest one is when all three of them are there, and like they're trying to get away from like in the construction site or archaeological dig or whatever, and he's pretty much really holding them back. And of course Triple X is trying to do her best way to escape, and the actress Barbara Bach could not drive a stick shift, so all the reactions that Roger Moore is saying is genuine. It's like, how about we try a new direction, go backwards, put it in reverse, or it's just so funny. It's like, how about this one? How about you let me drive? She could not do it. So there's Richard holding the car, trying to demolish it. They're trying to escape, and he's just being absolutely witty and freaking funny. That I liked. And he did return back the next. It's like, of course, he was so popular that Jaws returned for Moonraker, the next one, and he was going to appear in the third one. In the third movie, he's going to marry someone, but ultimately, because that one, whatever one that was more down to earth. It was Ixnay, so it's like, whatever. And then Richard Squid was saying, once a Bond fan, to always a Bond fan. So obviously, he loved the role. But yeah, he was like the only. Yeah, that one just didn't do. I like some parts of it, but just because it's so boring for reasons I've stated, this one's just okay. It's okay, but yeah. There's a representative from Egypt to make sure that that the country wasn't really being disrespected that much. For the most part, it really is respectful, even when there's Miss Moneypenny and all the agents that are inside an actual pyramid. That was so bizarre, man. But like when there's a set, where there's a piece that gets destroyed of the set, um, more more first said Egyptian building and then dubbed it in later. Got past the minder somehow, and the Egyptian fans actually laughed at it. So, yes, and what was it? It was one of the producers. It was like Broccoli was there, but Saltzman wasn't. He sold his share for $20 million, but eventually, because his wife had cancer and he got face depression, a whole lot of legal battles happened. Ultimately, they reached a conclusion, which I don't know the full outcome, but it is just interesting to see. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm at the end of the 19. So with that, I am officially done with 10 of these movies so far. The Spy Who Loved Me, kind of a whimper, kind of just an okay movie. So I don't know. If you want to see Jaws and some funny lines and an actual non-bimbo Bond girl, then I do recommend it with The Spy Who Loved Me, but your mileage may vary.